Sorry, I'm on the mute here. No one is talking here. Guys, you are in the present or absence here?
No, Vijay, I thought you're refreshing something or deleting
Not
something.
here. I'm actually, I'm started around 5 to 60 minutes. I'm keep on talking only.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were on mute. That's, I mean,
You guys are following, especially you are not following, right? Simply you are seeing the screen. That's it.
Like seriously, I thought like you are on for some purpose. Maybe some background noise. That's
me
why you
too.
kept yourself.
Actually, yeah, you wantedly doing something. That's why it was a.
Oh yeah, it's keep going on.
The thing that
Recap
we
yesterday's.
was.
I'm done with recap yesterday's session. I'm trying to
I thought that you are refreshing or deleting something to show for the next this class. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, no problem. So if we recap yesterday's session, yesterday we have done how to create an integration. For that, we have used a simple action item, which is the variable, and we have created one of the logger. For that logger, assigned our variable, just we are assigned the variable and just try to activate the integration in order to run the integration. So activate it and run, submit the integration, which is ad hoc base, so that it will generate one of the hyperlink. Just when you click on the hyperlink, it will land to your monitoring integration tracking screen. There you can find the complete flow, how the integration is successfully completed the runtime. You can see the integration flow and you can find the complete activity stream details. Nothing with the flow wise, you can see the payload and the complete details and the output you can verify over there. If any errors are there, you can find there in the activity stream, you can find the errors. That is yesterday we have seen, right? Now today and before that, do not open others integration in a configured mode. Okay. Now our integration configured mode. When you open in a configured mode immediately, so the integration is open in edit mode. So immediately it will try to update your who columns, who is open, who is updated your integration. So here there is a drop down is available. There is a who columns updated by and updated date. When you open a configured mode in others integration, immediately these columns can be updated. So if you want to see others integration design, just try to open in a view mode. Just click on the view so that it's a read only and you can verify the integration flow. Okay, there is no edit option is available here.
So Vijay, in real world, do we have a separate usernames and passwords for each
dedicated user? Yeah, the dedicated user will be created for integration.
Oh, only that person will have the username and password.
Exactly. Yeah, and all
not like 2 or 3 people. Let's say if you have 3 integration persons, they will be sharing the same
same user, same integration user will work for across all the integrations. Okay, and for the same our ERP cloud application also will be created with this integration user only. A dedicated integration user will be created as well. Okay.
So Vijay, is there any relation between this user and then the Fusion users, application users?
For the same, this is voice application, right? This is separate. And for Fusion user, they will create an integration user and they will assign integration related roles. Integration specialist, human capital integration specialist role, And some of the application, when you're working with some supplier related, web service in the APIs, it's required a specific roles.
Okay.
Okay, they will assign the roles for a specific user.
Yeah, Vijay, this is Amit.
Yeah, Amit.
Yesterday I tried to create one integration. That initial errors, that two errors, right? One we can remove, like going through that tracing part in the settings
Yes.
option, right? But I'm not able to see that option was disabled actually yesterday.
Which option is disabled? You added the tracking, right?
Yeah, tracking, right? Tracking. This was disabled for my integration.
This is disabled.
Yeah. You can check if that integration over there, it is starting with AR.
Yeah, let me see once.
If it is deactivated, then it will be.
Where is AR?
Yeah, just below that. Oh, yeah, just go up. Yeah.
Now this is locked mode. Just to open the drop down and unlock.
Okay.
And this is unlocked. And now it's a draft version. Nothing but this is not yet fully developed with this integration.
Right.
Have the two errors. Just go to the track.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Because of that lock, I guess that option was disabled.
So why it is locked mode is nothing but intermediately, if you are close if your integration without your interruption, integration is locked mode.
Okay.
When it is showing the draft mode is nothing but the integration is fully not designed. There are some errors.
Okay.
Mode.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Any others have any questions while practicing? Okay. Now just try to delete the same. So I have demo integration. I have some name one Vishal. So this is Vishal integration. Okay, no problem. There is a variable. Now we'll try to add one switch condition, nothing but if else. Just drag and drop switch condition here. This is routing branches. We call routing branch. If branch, else branch. So if you want to add more, by default, it will add if and else. So I want to add more nested if. Just click on the new here. It will add more. If, and else. Like this. Okay. Just try to delete. Now we'll try to add. So, and one more thing here. This is reset. And if you want to expand your integration, which is zoom, this is the zoom option. Okay. Now here we'll try to add the condition here. Just edit the same. Be careful for the switch branch. I'm trying to show the variation of the exceptions. Okay. Please try to understand the topic. Here, name one. My variable. And mute yourself, please, if you are not talking. So if the name is Vishal, just try to validate. The name is Vishal. You can drag and drop like this, or just click on the expression mode. You can directly write your condition here. Okay, just validate it and the close. If the name one is Vishal, okay, I'm trying to add my logger message here. Logger one. Just click on the create. Log always. Enable logger message. Hardcode inside if condition. Okay. Just validate. Close it. And add one more logger here for else block. Logger 2 and the create always and this inside else condition. So now we are added one switch case, nothing but if else condition, and based on some condition, we are printing one message. Now try to test it. Just try to activate the integration, enable tracing, include payload. Then only you can see all your logs in your new activity stream. If you are not enable these checkboxes, you are not able to see your logs. Simply you can see the flow only. Now try to submit the integration. Just submit now. So it will generate a process ID, which is instance ID. Just click on the same, navigate to monitoring tracking screen. Now this is completed. Now open the flow here. This is my flow demo, which is one of the variable, and my condition is evaluating, and condition is true, and printing the log message and stopping the integration. The same you can see the few activity string. This is triggered one, message received by your variable here. This is something name one is Vishal, entered into switch case and routed into your condition, evaluating the condition. Condition is true, printing the log message is inside if condition. Inside if condition and stopping your integration.
So Vijay, where did it check validated that name is equal to Vishal?
Yeah, we are added in a if clause, right?
Yeah, but input, where did it take the input?
Variable, already variable hold the value.
Oh, okay.
Let me open. This is my variable. Already variable hold the value here.
Oh, okay.
Value
So it's not like passing like randomly, like
yeah,
ad
just
hoc.
we are hard coded and same value just we are evaluating.
Got it.
Okay. Now this is my message. Just open the logger message. I want to print my message also here. Along with this hard code message, I want to print my variable value here like this. Like this, I want to print. Something. Variable value. I want to print like this, my message. So if you want to add any text message or if you want to add any something, you can use concat. There is a concat keyword is available. By using concat keyword, you can add your text message as per your requirement. So in our case, here, just try to search with concat. Here you can find all your keywords here. First here, functions. The functions, there is advanced functions, Boolean functions, conversions, state, integration cloud, and mathematical node set and string functions. If you see the string function here, there's a compare, concat, contains, all the string functions would be available here. Just to go through these functions once. So you want any function here, just drag and drop to here expression area. This is a concat, string 1 and string 2 the message followed by any strings. In general, in the PH SQL, we will use a pipe symbol, right? Here, pipe symbol it doesn't work. Just you can use a concat and followed by the strings. So what is the string 1? String 1 is something my message inside if condition. String 2 is nothing but something hyphen. And string 3 is nothing but variable. This is name 1. Name 1. Just try to refresh here. This is the summary. Concat inside if condition followed by some followed by my variable. So here you do not add in a single quotes. If you add in a single quote something, it's a hard code value indirectly. So I am trying to get direct value here. Okay, which is name 1. Just validate it.
Does it validate the syntax errors?
Yeah, exactly. For example, here, remove the name 1. Just try to refresh here. Expression is not valid. Okay.
Okay.
Just validate it, close it. The way you can use concat function. Now I'm trying to add one user-defined exception here. This is throw new fault. Just I am trying to add throw new fault. User-defined exception. Just click on the create. Code you can define anything. Same as your raise application error in the PLC. Something I am trying to code is 100. Our user-defined exception message. The reason, what is your exception message? User-defined exception message. Something. Okay. Just validate it and close it. Just validate it and close it. So this details nothing but for our purpose, and based on the condition, you can skip this exception message, that is we'll see later. We will not use the skip condition anytime in the real time.
What is that code 100? Does it means like
that is your exception message name. Code,
oh, we have like our own number.
Message. Yeah, our own number, our own user defined message.
Does it accept other than the numbers also?
Sorry, does it accept numbers? Yeah,
only numbers?
It will show at last in the log message. It will show your exception message 100 - followed by the message.
Yeah, but is it have to be specifically a number, or it can take?
It should be number only.
Okay.
It should be number. That's the best practice. Okay. So here, this is my user-defined exception. Whenever user-defined exception will be raised, nothing but the integration will be stopped here. See, there is a dotted line will be available. The flow will not go to the next design. The integration flow itself is stopped whenever user-defined exception would be raised. Whenever this condition is true, automatically I am trying to raise an exception. So once this exception will be raised, what is expectation? It should be print our exception error message, which is 100 followed by user-defined exception message. Okay. Now we'll see how this integration will behave at runtime, where you are able to see this message. Just click on the activate. Just run the integration. This is a monitoring tracking screen. Now if you see, the integration state is an error. Since it's raised an exception. Since it's raised an exception and we are not catching that exception. It is raising an exception, but we are not catching that exception. The reason the integration state is an error. Now open the same. See here, the integration in the condition is valid, it is true, and it is raising in a user-defined exception. Immediately, it is stopping the integration with an error status. Since we are not holding that error message, we are not catching that exception. Okay, just go to the activity stream here. Here, message received your variable value, and here message condition is true. Error details, error reason, user defined exception message, your error reason, user defined exception message, and error code is 100. Okay, this is your exception. Now overall integration state is an error. Now we'll try to add the scope. We'll see when you add the scope how it is behave. Generally, it should be catch by global fault. Anyone add the global fault? It's not showing global fault.
Do we need to deactivate it first?
Just a moment. Generally, when it is raise an exception, it will throw for the global fault. So the global fault hold this exception message. Sure. Why it is not going over there? Okay, let me see. Now deactivate. Now here, add a scope here. This is a scope. Scope 1. Click on the create. This is my scope. So nothing but this is your begin end block indirectly. This is your begin end block. Inside the block, you can design your integration flow. So I want to place these two in my integration flow. I want to reposition. There is a reposition option is available. Just click on the reposition so that these items can be repositioned. Just drag and drop to the inside the logger if you want. These reposition facility can be available. Then after you can disable the reposition and save your work. These reposition facility can be available for, or you can say like I can say like this. This reposition facility will not be available for collection items. You cannot reposition this switch block inside to anywhere. Just click on the reposition. It won't reposition. Since this is a collection item, Oracle is not provided provision to reposition for these collection items. Other than collection item, you can reposition any item. I want to change this, variable position. You can add anywhere. There is a place symbols available. You can add anywhere. But this reposition, this one, it won't work. Do remember. Again, remove the reposition, disable the reposition, save your work. Now here there is the fault handler is available. Fault handler. Just click on the fault handler and default handler. Nothing but when others then exception. Indirectly you can correlate. This is when others then exception. Just click on the default handler. This is my default handler where you can catch your exception. So I want to catch my exception. Just add in a logger message here. Just click on the create. Always. Now you can see here the scope fault object. This is scope 1, which is fault object. Okay. Whichever scopes are you created, you can see when you are open the fault handler, you can see the fault object followed with your scope name. This is my error code. Just drag and drop, comma. This is my error reason. And add with a concat. I'm trying to print my error code and error reason. Okay. So when it's raise an exception, already we defined error message and error code, right? Error code can be copied to the error code. Error message can copy to the error reason. If you add the details, the details also will copy to the details while creating user-defined exception. Validate it. This is concat error code and error reason. Now we are handling the fault handler, nothing but we are trying to catch the exception here. Again, click on the default handler here. Now you are in a scope. Just click on the reset and save it. So once this is in condition, the value is true, it will raise an user-defined exception. Immediately, when the exception would be raised, it will go to the fault handler, and fault handler will print your error message, and it will come out of your scope. Your integration will not in error status. It will come out of scope. Out of scope, nothing is defined. So I'm trying to add one logger here, out of scope.
So Vijay, we can define scope inside scope, right? I mean, multiple
You
scope.
can, no problem. Same as your begin and black.
Okay.
So here, outside scope message. Validate it and close it. Now it will raise a user-defined exception and it will print the message and it will come out of scope and it will print your out of scope message and stop the integration with a succeed status. Just try to run the integration now. Now your integration is succeed status. Earlier, when you raise an exception, it's an error status since you are not handling your exception message. Now open the design, open the integration flow. Now you see this is an integration evaluate, conditions evaluates true and raising an user-defined exception. And whenever it's raise an exception, immediately it will go to the fault handler. And inside the fault handler, whichever you are designing your integration flow, it will perform the same. As of now, we are added one logger message. It will print the log message and immediately it will come out of your scope and print the message and stop the integration. See here, the message condition is evaluating true and raising an user-defined exception. Error has been recovered, no message to display. Go to the fault and immediately it will navigate to the fault handler and fault handler logger 3. Log message is 100, which is user-defined exception message. Message, your code followed by the message. Just we are added concat, right? So it's printing the same too. And out exiting from the scope and printing the log out of scope message, which is log message is outside scope message and process completed successfully. So as of now, we are handling the user-defined exception. In the same way, without user-defined exception, if you design your integration with a normal approach, okay, if any errors are there, it will automatically go to the fault handler. It will print runtime error messages here. As of now, we are printing our own error message, right? Let's assume there is no user-defined exception here. The normal integration flow is there, your business flow. If something's happened within the flow, then it will go to the fault handler and it will print your runtime error message code and runtime error message exception, same as your SQL error code, SQL error message. In the begin and black, we will try to catch our SQL code and SQL error message, right? The same here also, it will try to print your runtime error message information. Getting? Any doubts, any clarification for the scope? This is error mechanism we need to follow for all the integrations. Wherever you feel in this area, I want to capture the error message, you need to add, this scope. In the same way, for an entire integration should be in a scope. And inside the main scope, you can add multiple scopes in order to catch the errors. The reason, initially first, 70 to 80% you need to draft the integration on your paper or in a PPT. First, you need to design the integration with the multiple scenarios and finalize with one approach and start your development. It's not possible to, at a time, it's not possible to immediately start the integration with a generic approach. Once you're done with your integration, there will be a chance to update your integration with the multiple scenarios. So it's not possible to adjust the repositions with these collection items, especially for loops, switch blocks and all. First, you need to come with an approach, then you need to implement the design. Any doubts, any clarifications here? For the scope, everyone is clear on the scope?
Vijay, do we need to do anything in the fault handler every time, like, or
Yeah, you need to, if you are not handled anything, for example, there is no logger message, it will go to the fault handler, it will not do anything, right? Just blank, and it will come out of scope. It's our job to catch the exception.
no, for example, let's say in this scope, I want to perform 2 tasks. Okay, and during performing those 2 tasks, any error occurs, it will automatically go to fault
Automatically,
handler.
that is runtime exception.
Okay.
Raise a
So
runtime
I
exception.
don't have to edit this fault handler for that.
No, you need to hand the reason I am saying here, let's go to say.
No, because in this case we have like edited the message in the fault handler and then.
Exactly. Wait a moment. So I'm trying to create the same integration. Just click on the clone. When you click on the clone, nothing but the replica of integration will be created. Something GP test 2. Click on the clone. I'm trying to open the same. So here, remove user-defined exception. Now nothing is there, right? There is no exceptions here. Let's while printing, something's happened, this logger message processing, there is exception is raised. So immediately it will go to the fault handler. This is default handler is enabled. So whichever is defined here, this is your requirement how to catch your exception.
Okay.
Okay. This is your design how to catch your exception. As of now, I am adding one message. In real time, what we'll do, this message I can write to one of the file. So that I have 10 scopes in my integration. So that I use that write file activity 10 times so that all error message in a single file. And I will add that file as attachment to notification. And the notification goes to the respective recipient.
Okay.
Okay. So this is all about scope. Still anyone has any questions, any doubts, whatever it may be, just you can raise. Same as just you can correlate begin and block. That's it. Wherever you feel. For example, if you take any adapters connections here, along with the default handler, you can get a standard exceptions list here against your adapter. For example, here, invoke section, there is Oracle ERP Cloud. This is our SaaS application adapter. Something GP. Something GP SaaS by SaaS connection. I'm trying to add. This connection is not working. Okay, no problem. That is, we'll see when we add connection. Okay. Now, this is all about scope. So what we have been covered so far, variable, logger, this variable, and this scope, switch, and logger. This is note is nothing but just you can add a comment here. Just add, drag and drop and create action. Printing messages, something, just click on OK. Your description also mandate. Just click on OK. This is kind of comment. Now you can design your flow. After your flow, again you can add one more comment. Something performing the validations like that. This will not do anything. Just for our understanding purpose. Just in a comment. Okay.
Is a note and logger are same or a different purpose?
That is I am saying, right? You are from EBS background, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know the DBMS output line.
Yeah,
What
correct.
what it will do, dbms output dot put line.
It will print the output.
It will print the message, the same logger, same as logger activity. And you are writing some line and you are in the prefix, you are adding two hyphens, right? Nothing but that is a comment, right?
Yeah, correct. Right, got it.
Same, this is the comment. This is nothing will do. If you have lengthy of design integration flow, it's not possible to understand what is this piece of code. So for our understanding purpose, we need to write the comment here. If someone is seeing your integration in future in place of you, someone is working on the same integration, he can easily understand, oh, this is this flow is related for this purpose. Okay. So just I will show one of the integration. Always looks real time. Just I'm starting my screen. I'm trying to connect the client instance. You see here, I will show one of the application. This is one of the HCM employee creation from ADP system. ADP system is placing the file in one of the FTP server. So I'm trying to get that file and creating the employees in my Fusion application. Same as your PL SQL inbound interface, but here we will representation as a flow. So this is my integration design. If you see here, see like this, how much it's lengthy. Like this. So I am using the scope here. This is a scope. This is a scope. This is scope. And one more scope. Like this, it will go like a bootstrap. This is complete one of the integration design. Like this, it will all the integrations like this, lengthy of the design you do have. So the reason you can add the comments here. So this scope is related to something like that. So that you can easily understand if you face any issues in future. After any CRs will be raised anything on the same integration. Okay.
For this integration, how many days it will take, Vijay?
Yeah, I took for this integration for 1 week.
Oh,
5 working days.
okay.
5 working days, and testing will be take minimum 1 month.
Oh, for testing 1 month.
Testing, yeah, will get lot of issues. It's not an easy job to perform all business scenarios to meet in a single development. Keep on the integration design.
Source and target only one or multiple?
It's a one only.
Test cases test
will provide the
will
test
be
along with your FDDD functional design document. You will get the test case as well.
okay.
First initial stage, you need to perform the unit testing from your end. Once it is done, then the business will try to test. The business nothing but the functional team. Once the functional team successfully completed the testing activity, they will post the results and they will assign to the business. Then business will start the testing. The business scenarios, we will come with a different approaches. Obviously, we will get 100% of issues. Okay.
Is there any specific guideline like where you have placed the scope and where you have not used the scope?
That is design, your design. That is I will show you. Okay. Now, This,
Vijay, like OER, is there anything for the
no, the
integration
OER does
where
not
we
have.
can refer?
No, we do not have any guides for this. Just we do have the guide. What is scope? What is switch? What is while? What is variable? Just you can find the definitions in the OER.
But let's say if we got stuck somewhere, so
You need to debug your integration with help of view activity stream. Okay, with help of the view activity stream, and you need to add multiple logger messages and try to debug the integration.
even while building, if we need help, means nothing is there, means it's difficult, right?
Sorry.
No, even during building the integration itself, if we wanted to know what advanced things are there.
Yeah, that is
or-
I'm saying, right? First, you need to draft your integration in a paper. How
Okay,
be going? At least you should come up with some approach. Do not start the integration blindly. It's a bigger mistake.
got it.
Okay, first at least you can come with some initial design. Later and design will be changed, and then after you can finalize your design approach. Okay. The way
And
integration
Vijay,
architect will be available in your team.
So based on that design, we will finalize where we need to add the scope to catch the faults.
Exactly, correct. Yes, Sripad.
and Vijay, like does Oracle provide support for these integrations? Like
No,
if
this is
any,
custom pass, right? They won't support anything.
okay, but if anything is not happening as expected, so
Yeah,
can we
for
create SR or?
example, this fault handler is not working, rethrow fault is not working, then they will support for you why it is not working.
Oh, okay.
If the standard functionality is not working, they will support. But if the integration is not working, they are helpless.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Now we'll try to perform on the file activity. We'll try to get the file from the FTP and we'll try to read the data. We'll try to download the data, download the file. So we'll use the same integration. Before that, first we need to create a connection against your FTP adapter. This is adapters. And you can see this is FTP adapter. So using this FTP adapter, you can create a connection. Just click on the connection. Create. Select your adapter, FTP adapter. Just click on the select. Okay. And something GP11 FTP. And I can use trigger and invoke, or you can go trigger and invoke, inbound and outbound specification. But in general, in real time, you can use trigger and invoke so that it can be used both ways. Just click on the create. Now you can use FTP related configuration details here. So I have an FTP. Let's see whether it is works or not. So I have an FTP details here. My username. This is my username. And this is my password. And this is host, and port is 21. This is host address and this is port name. Now you can test it whether this FTP is working or not. So this is tested successfully is nothing but this is working fine. Just try to save it. Now this is in a configured mode. This is saved successfully. Now you can use this connection in your integrations, GP11 FTP. The way you can create your own integration against your adapter. Okay. Now try to connect this. This is my FTP. Everyone knows the FTP, right? I'm trying to connect one of the server here. So this is my FTP server. This is my desktop folder. This is my local machine. This is my one of the FTP server. So here you can play with anything. So here I have one of the folder GP10. The GP10, and I'm trying to place the files here. So I'm trying to prepare one file. Something supplier name, supplier site, address 1, address 2, player name AAA, site is HYD, address 191, this is line 2, and something Canada. So something US, UK, India. This is my data. You can save with a CSV format. Full test data. You can save within a CSV format. Just click on this CSV format. We called as a data file. This is a data file. Let's assume client is providing data in this format. Now it's time to download the file to the OIC buffer area and to read this data. So this is my file test.csv. Just try to open with edit node plus so that you can see the data in a comma separated. So this is my comma separated data. First line is nothing but heading and followed by the data. Now I'm trying to place this file to server. This is my GP10 folder. This is my file. So this is my file in my one of the server, and this is the path followed by /gp10. Now just open the integration. Just try to delete everything. If you want to collapse your scope, just click on the collapse here so that scope can be minimized. And if you want to delete, here you can delete. If you want to edit, here you can edit. Just try to delete everything. I'm trying to delete the if branch also. Just try to save it and reset. Now, in the invoke section, against your FTP adapter, you can see your created connection. So FTP, this is my FTP. It's taking some time. This is GP11 FTP. Just drag and drop the FTP connection. Okay. Before that, you can use the scope so that I can show the one variance. Add a scope here. Just click on the create. Just a minute. For integrations. Now this is log status. Log. Now create a scope here. Just click on the create. Now add your FTP adapter here. Here also you can search the same. Just click on the new symbol. Search whichever connection name. This is my GP level FTP, or you can select from your right side invoke section. This is my FTP and list to files. First, you can go for the list to files. Just click on the next. Here, select operation. Your FTP adapter can support these many operations: read a file, write a file, list to file, move, delete, and download. Read, write, and delete, download, and move. Move is nothing but one location to another location within the FTP server. List files is nothing but within the path, within the FTP server path. For example, here in this path, in this location, I have one file. So it will give an account, and when you select a list file, it will give your file count followed by file names. List file, nothing but how many files are available in your location. The count. So I'm trying to perform first list files and input directory / /gp10, the file name pattern something test star.csv. Okay, so max 100 files will be allowed at a time. Minimum age will discuss, we'll see later. List of files recursive is nothing but file by file. Click on the next and the done. Okay, so for any invoke section, from the invoke section, if you create any connection here, any connection items, if you create here, it will create a request mapper for us. This is called a request mapper. Okay, just open the request mapper. So as of now, for the request mapper, we have file name pattern, the directory. Already we are hard coded while creating your connection item itself. Since it is not required to hard code here, so we'll later step will hard code this. We'll use this request mapper. As of now, you can keep the empty. Since we are already used those two, file name pattern and the directory, while creating the connection here. This is file name pattern and this is file directory. Then after we'll move these two to your request mapper. Okay. So once it is executed, it will send return a response for us. Once it is executed, it will return a response for us. Okay. The way every connection item will have a request mapper and response mapper. Sorry, response, output response. Okay. Now we'll try to test this. So for a testing purpose, we'll try to place two files here. Just try to activate it. Enable tracing, include payload, and activate. As of now, we'll try to get the files count with the file names. That's it. Just try to submit the integration. Submit now. Instance ID. This got succeeded. Open the integration flow. And this is successfully completed. Now we'll see the integration activity stream. You see here, this is message received by something variable. Then data mapping completed from message to message. This is request mapper. As of now, we are not mapped anything, so it's become empty. Then message received by invoke list files. So it has some message, whichever path is defined and your input file is defined. So it's receiving some message and message sent to the list files. So what is the list message it will send is nothing but nothing is there. Message received from the list files. Okay, it will not send printing the message. So once it is got executed, now this is executing your list files FTP adapter, and it is sending in a response for us, nothing but received. Message received from the list file. This is your response. Item count, the first element is position, and the item count is 2, and I have the file list node here. File list node. The file list node, I have one record. File directory gp10. File name is test.csv, and it has some data which is 147 bytes. This is one record. And the next record is the same. Next, this is one more set file. Test data 1 CSV, something data. And this is one more node. Test data.csv and /gp10. And this is main node file list. File list does have 2 records. And this is followed by item count. Okay. So I want to print this item count here in a logger message. I don't want to see in every time. It's not possible to get a see in your activity stream, right? Just I will take 1 or 2 minutes. So just add a logger message here. Just try to print message your file count. File count, just create always. Here you can see list to files request and your list to files response. Whichever you have created the connection item with your name, for that name you can see the request and response. Always you can focus on the response only here. You will see the response payload here. This is response payload, just expand, list response. This is position, item count, and the file list. Okay, this is my item count. Just drag and drop the item count. Add concat something file count is file count. So always you can see the response here. From the response, whichever you want, you can get it. And you can use this response in your further flow. Just validate it and close it. Now this file count will be printed in your log message. So for activate and deactivate itself, it will take more time. So here the log message file count is 2. Okay. This is how you can use the FTP adapter, and one of the operations we have been used, which is list files, in order to get the file count and the file name. In the next session, we'll see how to print the file names. Since we do have 2 files, right? It's not possible to print in a file. With a logger message, it's not possible to achieve 2 names to print at a time. So we need to use a for loop in order to print your file names for this response.
What is FIPS, Vijay?
Sorry?
What is FIPS? Next to the file name, it says no.
That is something executing. Runtime, it is executing.
Oh.
That is internally they will use. I think. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. We'll connect again Monday. Tomorrow we do not have any session. Okay.